Hello everybody, and welcome to another Fit for Good flexibility session with me, Jordan. Now I hope you're ready for a really relaxing session today. Today we're going to focus on the hips and groin. You follow along with me, but if you need more rest than I ever give you, just take it and join in again whenever you're ready. And remember to sip plenty of water. Right, are we ready to go? Perfect. Right, let's scoot round onto our bums. And let's just stick our feet together like so. We're going to be in a loose diamond position. From here, I'm going to gently hold on to my feet. And I'm going to pull my shoulders back. I'm just going to lean forward ever so slightly. I've got a neutral neck position, i.e. I'm not looking up and I'm not looking too far down. I'm just neutral for the moment. Just a slight pull for the next minute, after which we're going to relax further. Remember to breathe throughout the session today, and remember to just relax. Don't fight the stretches, just enjoy the stretches. So just a slight pull forward, just targeting our hips and our groin and also the lower back. But nice and gentle, nice and easy to start. Right, from here, I just want you to pull a little bit further. Coming forward in the stretch, and now I want you to make your head really heavy. So tuck your chin and round over. And we're just holding in this position for the next 2 minutes. If you find that you have a hard time leaning forward just like I am, then you can sit on a pillow or a block or 2 pillows. It will just help you lean forward slightly. Just tuck in the chin, rounding over, and over the course of this 2 minutes, feel free to sort of pull your body a little bit closer, a little bit more tucked in, because you will find that your body will relax and it will open up and you'll get deeper into the stretch over the 2 minutes. Groin, hips, lower back is our focus. Long, relaxed, deep breaths. We're over halfway. We've got less than a minute to go of the current 2 minutes. Right, we've got 10 seconds until we come out of the stretch. And when we do come out, nice and slowly, please. In 3, 2, 1. Nice and slowly come out of that stretch. Amazing, well done. From here, I want you just to stretch your legs out in front of you like so. Then I want you to lie down. Once we've lied down, I just want you to bring both your knees in and have a little rock here. Pulling the knees into the chest or the sternum, having a little rock, releasing any tension through the spine and also feeling a stretch in our hips. Remembering to breathe as well. Keep rocking. Right, place both feet down and straighten them. From here, I want you to bring your right knee in, take your left hand, put it on the outside of your right knee, and I just want you to pull across to the left, bringing that knee with you, but keep your right shoulder on the ground, i.e. don't twist into the stretch, try and keep your back as flat as possible. Obviously there's going to be an element of twisting, but we're not completely twisted over. I'm still looking at the ceiling, my right shoulder is still on the floor, or more or less. In this position, we have got 2 minutes from now. So you might find this is stretching the side of your hip, down the side of the leg, and even into the right gluteus muscles as well. It's a nice relaxing stretch. I'm using my left arm on top of my right knee, just to hold it in place, to add a little bit of pressure, just to increase the stretch. I recommend doing this if it feels right, but if it doesn't, just let the other hand be loose, let it relax on the floor. And again, just breathe, closing your eyes, just relaxing as well. We're over the halfway point, we've got less than 1 minute to go. You might also feel the stretch in the sides of the lower back and down the right side of the body. And from there, release the stretch, come back down to your lying position, and then again we're going to bring both knees in. I'm going to hold on to them, I'm going to give them a cuddle, and I'm going to pull my knees up to my chest or sternum, having a little rock here, release any tension through the lower back and the spine. Both legs down again, and now from here, bring your left leg up. Take your right hand, place it on the outside of that left leg, and then start pulling that left leg across the right side of the body, twisting into the stretch with the lower body, but keeping my left shoulder and upper back flat on the floor. So I'm still looking up to the ceiling, I've been completely twisted, and I'm just using my right hand as a bit of pressure just to keep that knee in place, but this is completely optional. 2 minutes in this stretch from now. So as I said, you might be finding you're getting a stretch in the left hip, down the side of the left leg into the left gluteus muscles, and maybe also into the left side of the body, including the sides of the lower back, that left side of the lower back. Try and fall asleep in the position, not literally of course, but you want to relax enough that you're just zoning out, you're relaxing, and you're breathing. Long, deep breaths. We've got just over 30 seconds remaining. And as always, when we come out of this stretch, you do it nice and slowly. Right, slowly release that stretch, bring that left knee over, back to our lying position. And again, one more time, we're going to bring the knees in, you're going to give them a nice old cuddle with the arms, and we're just going to pull them towards the sternum or the chest. Having a little rock here, again, releasing tension through the spine and the lower back. Nice and easy, just remembering to breathe as well, and still trying to be as relaxed as we can. Lovely. Release that. Oh, lovely. And sit up from there. Fantastic. All right, we're going to get into a longer stretch now, and these longer stretches can get quite tough. They can get quite tough. So just remember, if you need to take rest, come out of the stretch and join in again when you feel ready. It's not a problem at all. Do what's right for you. So come to the middle of your mat and then widen your knees, ideally a bit wider than the shoulders here. Now, in this stretch, you might find it causes a bit too much pressure on the knees. So if you have anything to pad them up, that would be perfect. Think pillows, think knee guards, think yoga blocks, think anything like that. Anything to pad up the knees is great. If it really doesn't work for you, you can repeat the first stretch we did today where we was in a loose diamond on our bums. So just bear that in mind. For those staying in this stretch, I want that wide knee position. For now, let's position the toes as close as possible. Face your toes towards each other. And then from here, just come down to the elbows. And then from this position, just shift your weight back onto your heels. And not all the way, but just as far back as it feels natural to do so. Overall, we're going to be here for 4 minutes. We've just started that. And after the first minute, we're going to see if we can widen our feet a little. So for now, just push back, have a nice relaxed head, have a nice relaxed neck, just try and chill out. And maybe if you have something for your elbows to prop up as well, if you find it's too much pressure there, that's also fine. And remember, we can always come up to our hands as well, so bear that in mind. So just holding our weight back on our heels, breathing, and if you want, feel free to really relax your head and place it on your hands, on the floor, or whatever else you have. So stretch through the inner parts of the leg, the groin, and also the hips. Now the first minute has passed. So if you can, and you feel like you've got more to give, make your feet wider, just a tad, and face both of your toes the other way. So both toes are facing outwards. They're facing to either wall, either side of you, rather than closed in. And just relax, pushing that weight back onto those heels, your bum back to your heels, and really just trying to relax in the stretch. This is called a frog position, and it's a fantastic stretch for the groin, the hips, and can also release some pressure from the lower back. And the next minute has passed. If you feel like you've got even more to give, then just make your feet a bit wider. If not, keep them where they are, or if it gets too much, bring your feet or knees in, or even rest early. We're over halfway through the stretch now though, well done. Still shifting your weight back onto those heels. Or if you're a bit wider now, like I am, in between the heels. But you'll also find that the wider we start to get, the harder it is to shift your weight back. And that's fine, as long as we feel a stretch through the groin and or hips, then that's all we need. Right, we're into our final minute now. If you can, you widen the feet just a tad further. But only if you can, no pressure. Remember, stretching is very individual, so do what's right for you. Long, deep breaths. And very slowly, and taking your time here, because it is quite hard to get out of, let's get out of the stretch. Oh, lovely. For the nice release through the inner parts of the legs there. And just for the moment, let's have a little sit down on our bums. Ooh, stretch your legs out, and let's have a nice reset. Take some deep breaths, and if you'd like, have some water. And if you'd like to scoot round onto your heels or onto your knees, we're going to get into the next stretch. So we're going to target the front of the hips. And this can be quite tough for many people, including myself, because at the moment we're sitting a lot. You know, you might sit a lot anyway, and if you do, this will be tough. When we sit a lot, the hips close up, just like this, they're closed. We're going to be doing a stretch now which opens the hips. Because we're used to having them closed a lot of the day, opening them up will feel tough. So again, if you need to rest early, just rest early. It's another stretch where you're going to be on your knees. So I'll recommend padding them up. You know, we can use pillows, we can use pads, anything you need to make yourself more comfortable. If you find that it's still too much, feel free to repeat any of the stretches we've done today so far. Right, let's get on to it anyway. Come to this tall kneeling position. And now let's step your right leg forward like so. Now from here, I want you to squeeze your left butt cheek. And I want you just to let your left hip, this bit here, sink forward ever so slightly. I'm leaning on my right knee for support. I'm keeping my bum squeezed for now. I'm letting that left hip sink forward. I'm not leaning back with my lower back. I'm not overarching or anything like that. I'm just leaning forward. Stay in that position. However, what I want to show you, if you do feel like your balance isn't very good in this position, we can use an object. So, we can use an object, like so. I'm holding on to the object, and it's making it a lot nicer to be in this stretch. If you need that, then please, by all means, do it. We've already been in the stretch for about 45 seconds. We've got another minute and 15 to go. So hopefully you're feeling a stretch in that left hip and maybe into that left quadricep. Keep letting that hip sink through. So we're trying to not have that hip closed up. We're trying to let it sink forward, and there's a nice line straight through my hip down towards my knee. There's no sort of square, it's not squared off or anything like that. Less than 30 seconds, well done. And nice and easy, nice and slowly, just come out of that stretch. You might feel a nice release through that front left hip. And all we're going to do now is just swap sides. So let's bring that left leg forward, holding on to something for support if we need it. Squeezing our right butt cheek just to initiate the stretch and send that right hip forward. I can lean on my knee, I can lean on an object, I'm not arching my lower back. From now, we've got 2 minutes in this stretch. So as you can see there, I'm a little bit unstable when I first get into this stretch, so always having something there to hold on to, you know, because we don't want to fall or anything like that, is always a good idea. Again, as I said, in stretches like this where it can be, you know, quite tough, quite challenging, I'm using my breathing to get me through that. Long, deep breaths. We're halfway, you've got 1 minute remaining. You're doing a great job, and I know this is tough. So well done. As always, if you need to come out early, you just come out early. It's never a problem. And then, you know, you could be doing these consistently for the next 3 months, and then you could revisit this session. And you can say to yourself, right, I think I can now stay in the stretches for longer. Well, I didn't before, but now I feel I can. So it's a good way to measure progression. If you can't stay in the stretches all the way today, keep going at them for the next couple of months, 2 or 3 times a week, doing some fitness, doing some stretching, and then come back to the session and just see how you get on. We're almost there. Great work. And nice and slowly, just come out of that stretch. Fantastic, well done. Now our final stretch today will also target the whole bottom half of the legs on the front side, the anterior side. It's a saddle position. Now this can be a challenging position as it is, even sitting like this. However, we can scale it down and we can change the stretch to make it suit your needs. So if it's too hard just to sit up like this, then what I can do is lean forward, like so. The further forward I get, the weight gets taken away from my heels and it just reduces the pressure on the stretch. On the legs, on the knees, etc, etc. Or you can get a pillow. You can put the pillow in between your heels and your bum and sit like this. A yoga block could also be used. 2 pillows as well. So just bear that in mind. So let's get into this stretch. Toes together, knees slightly apart. Now if we can, where we're getting the hips involved is we're going to sit back. And once we've sat back with our hands behind us, you're going to squeeze your bum, you're going to drive the hips up, like so. We don't have to hold here, we can keep coming in and out of this position, but it really opens up the hips, just like that last stretch we did. And release. Now I'm going to leave it up to you. If you find that too tough, you can either sit upright, sit forward, sit with a pillow, or you can just sit like this. But over the course of the next, we've got 1 minute and 20 seconds left. I want you to do whatever's right for you. If you feel like you can squeeze your bum, drive the hips up, I want you to do this for 2 or 3 seconds at a time, every now and then, for the remainder of the stretch. Great work. Pulling the shoulders back when we lift those hips, squeezing our bums as well. And then just come out after a few seconds, relax again. And in your own time, keep making your way up and down. So not only is this targeting the hips, as I said, it's also targeting the front side of the lower body, the anterior side. Think your hips, of course, your quadriceps, your knees, shins, ankles and toes. We've got 30 seconds remaining. Lovely stuff, well done. Three, two, one. And nice and slowly come out of that stretch. Take your legs out in front of you and relax. We are done today. You did a fantastic job. I hope you enjoyed the stretch. We worked on our hips and our groin, and as a result of those stretches, you might have found it targeted other areas in the lower and the upper body. Thank you for coming today. Let us know how you get on. On the page you're on now, scroll down, there will be a comment box where you can leave your feedback. We'd love to hear from you. For now though, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next Fit for Good flexibility session. Thank you very much.